What's going on, everybody? This is Brian Mazique, aka Unique Mazique. It is my pleasure to speak to Jaron Boots Ennis, one of the welterweight champions of the world. How you doing today, Jaron?
No, go about yourself.
I'm great, man. Great, great. Obviously, you have a fight coming up with Eimantas Stanionis. It's on April 12th. Now, I was just actually I just spoke to him. I was telling him, when he first came on my radar, and I was able to see him fight for the first time. Can you talk about when you saw him fight for the first time and when he came on your radar and how you started to kind of assess or think about, hey, this might be a guy I'll find myself in the ring with at some point?
Uh, I was trying to fight him a long time ago. Back when I was with on the other side, we're here now. So but he a good fighter. He put pressure, try to throw a lot of punches, try to jab. Not really too much to it. He a good fighter though.
Okay. So in your last fight, the fight against Karen Chikaze, and I got a chance to talk to you before that fight, and we talked about maybe like some of the kind of difficulties and rematching a guy that you already beat, and how do you like better on that performance? So with how the fight went, obviously you won again, but a lot of the chatter around it was, oh, well, this wasn't the most impressive performance, and and that sort of thing. So talk to me a little bit about like what your thought process was after that, because I know you mentioned that maybe going up to 154, then you decided to stay, and then now we land ourselves here. What was the deciding factor that made you say, okay, it's not time for 154 yet?
That was always a plan. I said it multiple times. I said if I can't get these unifications, then I'll move up.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So now we're getting one. Obviously, you get a chance to get to hopefully add the WBA championship to your collection there. So are you looking to go undisputed, or is it just one level of unification?
Right now, like I said before, I'm focusing on staying on this, locking in on him, and taking it one fight at a time. After I'm victorious, on April 12th, we'll see. I'll take it from there.
Okay. Now, Stanionis likes to fight like a more of a brawling style. He likes to get inside. He likes to bang the body. That's the way it feels like he's most comfortable. Are you willing to like kind of meet him in that style, or are you going to say, "Hey, no, we're gonna fight whatever style I want to fight"? Because I know you don't mind banging as well. So
You gotta tune in on the 12th, on April 12th. You gotta see. I'm gonna go in there and be me. Be myself and have that fun. We're gonna put on a show.
So,
Mm.
do you think that you're going into this fight with like more pressure to like kind of improve upon the last one, or is it just like a one fight at a time sort of thing?
Yeah, just one fight at a time. Like I said, I'm gonna go in there. As long as I'm myself and be me. And man, like I said, I got what I finally got what I wanted. I got getting these unifications and this lineal title. Fighting for the Ring magazine as well. And that's motivation. Not too many people can say they held the Ring magazine title.
Mhm.
And I think Floyd or Bud was the last person to hold it. But uh, that's what I'm saying. That's motivation for me right there. And yeah, I'm excited for that. So I'm super locked in to bring back bring back home these belts.
Yeah, it's actually I feel like the location where the fight is taking place is actually real cool. I love to see fights at Boardwalk. I don't know why, for whatever reason, it's got a certain vibe there.
Mhm.
Now, how are you feeling about the location and that, and like what's your feels about fighting there at that location?
Uh, I feel good about it. I bring back boxing to the city of Atlantic City. Floyd Forgatti here. It was multiple other big fights. In here. So yeah, I'm ready to make my mark, make my stamp. And why not do it? Why not do it here?
Yeah, it's funny that you mentioned that fight, with Gotti too, because I actually just spoke to Floyd earlier this week, and he mentioned that fight, the fight with Gotti, and why that fight was important to him. I remember when he had that fight. I remember in his press conference, he said, "He's a C class fighter. I'm an A class fighter, and y'all are gonna
Mhm.
see the difference." Are you looking at this fight with Stanionis as similar because he's not obviously no fighter is exactly like another fighter, but Stanionis loves to get inside, bang, go to the body, be a
Mm,
brawler, kind of like Gotti is. Are you looking
mm.
at this fight as kind of being maybe you could put on a performance that's similar to what Mayweather did against Gotti?
Most definitely a legendary performance, and that's one of my favorite fights. I watch that fight all the time, especially when I'm in camp. One of my favorite fights.
Yeah, I mean it was an absolute masterclass. It was just like somebody fighting at a whole different speed than the
Yeah,
opponent.
he
You
did
know,
what he wanted. He 41 inside boxing. He did everything, whatever
did
he
what
wanted.
I mean, yeah, and you make a guy like Gotti not come out off the
Yeah, yeah.
stool, you know that you put in a serious performance. Now, this fight with Stanionis, do you see this as the fight that will essentially break through in terms of we talked about last time, like you said, I tried to fight Crawford, I tried to fight Keith Thurman, I tried to fight Sean Porter, I tried to fight all these guys, but for whatever reason, they didn't want to dance. Do you see this as that last fight to get you to the point where the dance partners are not going to be difficult to find?
Mm. Um, can you ask that question one more time, man?
Yeah, I was saying, you see this fight, like I remember I spoken to you before, and you were saying, there was a time I tried to fight Terrence, I offered to fight Keith Thurman, I offered to fight Sean Porter, all of them didn't want to fight. Do you see this as an opportunity where if you beat Stanionis, now that whole difficulty of finding the dance partner is done?
Uh, you could say that. I feel like this like my superstar breakout right here. I feel like at I beat Stanionis, I feel like I'm on the pound for pound list.
Got you, got you. Okay, man. Well, I appreciate your time, man. Like I said, I know this is your last one, and you probably did about 48 of these today. But like I said, man, I appreciate your time. Wish you nothing but the
All
best
right,
on your fight.
all right. Thank you. Appreciate you.
All right, man. Have a good one.